Hey guys, hope you're all well. As a result of the current COVID-19 situation, our home bodyweight exercise programs have been incorporating a lot of horizontal pushing movements, such as our burpees and our push-ups, and also isometric holding such as our planks and shoulder taps. So while these movements adequately load the muscles on the front of our body, we cannot neglect the muscles opposing these actions on our back, because if we do, we're going to have an overlapping of overactive and underactive muscles, which is going to result in some unfavorable postural positions. These postural positions come in the form of rounded shoulders, which is what we spoke about 2 episodes ago, and also something called upper cross syndrome. So upper cross syndrome is a combination of tight pecs and inhibited upper traps, and then also tight neck flexors and inhibited rhomboids. So if we develop this kind of position and continue to load, then it can predispose us to injury in the future. Now guys, I'm definitely not insinuating that we should avoid these movements out of fear of developing these postural changes, but rather highlighting how it's important to identify and address them early so we don't have to worry about it down the track. So in episode 4 regarding shoulder mobility, we took you guys through a few triggering and stretching techniques that we can do to help offset soft tissue limitations for our mobility. Today we're going to take that a step further and give you guys some strengthening exercises for those stretched and inhibited muscles in our mid-back, which is going to help offset these imbalances and keep you guys feeling good and training hard. First exercise today, guys, is called the reverse iron cross. So this is going to be a bodyweight variation of a rear delt fly. So we're going to set up on the floor. We're going to have our knees bent and our arms out to the side in a fist. And what we're going to be doing here is pushing our weight through our fist and our forearms to bring our back off the ground like you would in a rear delt fly. So your body already probably come up 3 to 4 inches. And you just want to hold that squeeze through your rear delt and your rhomboid at the top of the movement. So 2 sets of 10 for these ones, guys.
The next exercise, guys, we're going to move on to is we're going to be looking at a vertical pull and a bit of scap retraction work to try to offset and get those muscles working. So set up for this one, we're using a towel and we've actually stuck within a door. So for those of you at home, this is an option you can do, or you can put a towel around a chin-up bar or a barbell, something where it's nice and solid and you can get that movement, that vertical movement. So I'll demonstrate for this exercise. We recommend doing 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps, depending how you can hold, and then progress from there. So I've set up the towel, put it within the wall, make sure it's nice and solid and not going to fall out on you. Come close to the wall and I'm reaching up, getting those arms as straight as I can. From this position, I'm kneeling, I'm going to pull through the towel and try to get my 2 shoulder blades to come down and squeeze together. So I'm nice and close, pulling up, squeezing and back down. So guys, this is just looking at that first movement of that chin up. So obviously a progression from this, once you can handle this exercise, is to move forward to doing a full chin up with the towel on the door.
Next up, guys, we're going to be using the same towel setup, except instead of doing a vertical pull, we're going to do a horizontal pull. So we're going to set up on the towel. So we're going to gauge the intensity here by how close we have our feet to the door. So most of you guys should be able to have your feet pretty much right on the door. And then what we're going to be doing is rowing to our chest, focusing on the same cues as if you were using a barbell. So try and pull those shoulder blades back and down and focus on getting your elbows back behind the body. So around 2 sets of 12 would be good for these guys, because it's obviously going to be a lot lighter than what you'd be used to in the gym.
And the final exercise we're going to do with this setup is a face pull, okay? So like Keaton just demonstrated with the body row, we're going to get in a similar position with our hands nice and wide on the base of the towel. But instead of rowing down towards our chest, we're going to go down and row towards our face, okay? So same positioning, try to get those feet up as further as against the door. Coming in nice and close, make sure it's nice and stable. What we're doing, taking our body down, and then from this position, pulling towards the face, squeezing, and controlling all the way down. Squeezing our shoulder blades together, pulling those elbows back and behind. For these guys, 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions.
Final exercise today, guys, is going to be another variation of the row. So we're going to be using a barbell here, but at home what I encourage you to use is just find like a stable tabletop and then just hang on to the edge of the tabletop with your hands. So we're going to be coming under. So it's going to be an underhand row if you're using a table, just outside shoulder width, and we're going to be pulling that table to our chest. So keeping in mind, if there's a table across here, you just have to mind your head. So it'll be a slightly shorter range of motion to about there. Hold for a second and come back down. So 2 sets of 10 to 12 for those ones as well, guys.
Alrighty guys, that's all the exercises for today. We'd encourage you to try and incorporate these into the days where you're doing a lot of those horizontal pushing exercises, and so we can offset those limitations before they do get a bit more chronic and further down the track, okay? Enjoy guys.